Let me talk about two of the problems that appeared on the exam review. Convert the base 16 hexadecimal 7.8 AF bar into base 10, and also problem number 5. Let me start with problem number 5 first, just because it's easiest. Which of the following 6 assertions are true and which are false? The lowest term fraction m over n has a terminating expansion if n is divisible by no prime other than 2. So if that happens, if n is divisible by no prime other than 2, like 1 over 2 to the fourth, if it is divisible by no other prime than 2, then the assertion is true. However, it is not an if and only if. It is possible for it to terminate if n has factors other than 2, for example, 1/5. So this one is if. For part 2, the m over n has a terminating decimal expansion only if n is not divisible by 3. As we know, it has a terminating decimal expansion if and only if we have the form n is equal to 2 to the a times 5 to the b. So that's exactly when it has a terminating decimal expansion. Of course, that implies that 3 is not going to be a factor of n. So we have that it's only if true. So if it terminates, that implies that n is not a multiple of 3. However, it could be that it's n's a, and it could be something else. It could be an if. So we don't have an if and only if here. It's strictly an only if. Okay, so that is problem number 5. The implication going this way, of course, is false. Let me just do a quick example of that. Clearly, let's pick a number that is not a multiple of 3, say 17. 1 over 17 is 3 is not a factor of 17, but 1 over 17 does not have a terminating decimal expansion. So this one's an only if, but not an if and only if. For problem number 4, base 16 hexadecimal, 7.88 AF bar. There's a few ways that this can be done. One way to do this is to write this out as 7.8 AF, 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 AF repeating. Now that is equal to 7. Now because this is base 16, that's 8 over 16 plus 10 over 16 squared, because a is 10, plus 15 over 16 to the third. And then going to the next a, that'd be 10 over 16 to the fourth, and 15 over 16 to the fifth. Let me write out 2 more. 10 over 16 to the sixth, plus 15 over 16 to the seventh. Okay, so that's going to be equal to 7.5. So that's 15 halves of the first 2 terms. Now for these, I'm going to combine them in 2's. So these 2 terms together, if I combine these 2 terms together, that combines to be 160 plus 15 makes 175 over 16 to the third, getting the common denominator of 16 to the third. The next 2 terms combine to be 175 over 16 to the fifth, combining these 2 terms. Then if I combine these 2 terms, those combine to be 175 over 16 to the 7th power. So except for the very first term, what we have here is an infinite geometric series. So we have 15 halves over the first term, which is 175 over 16 thirds, over 1 minus the common ratio, which is 1 over 16 squared. So then it's just a matter of simplifying and combining these to be a single fraction. So 15 halves plus 175 over 16 to the third times, then if we combine this, we get the denominator here combines to be 16 squared over 16 squared minus 1, which is 255. Okay, so let's start simplifying this. We get 15 halves plus, okay, so we have 16 here. 16 squared over 16 to the third is 16. 175 over 255. Let's see if we can simplify that. So 175 divided by 5 is 35. And I can certainly do that same thing with 255. 255 divided by 5 is 51. Also, it looks like I can cancel out 7. Whoops. I guess not. 255 divided by 5 is 51. And 17. I'm sorry. That's as simple as it gets. So canceling out 5 in both the top and the bottom, 175 over 5 is 35. Times. And then on the bottom, we had 255 divided by 5 is 51. Okay, so we're almost done to get the least common denominator. So we have 16 times 51 at the bottom. For the first term, we need to have 15 times 8 times 51 is 6120. Plus 35. So it looks like our final answer is going to be 6155 divided by 16 times 51 is 816. So that is the base 10 representation, assuming I didn't make any arithmetic mistakes, of this hexadecimal fraction 7.8 AF bar. Let's do a quick double check to see if this actually looks halfway reasonable. 615 divided by 816 is 7.5 something. And the rest of it I can't exactly vouch for. That is AF bar, but that can be checked.